Okay, so understanding place value is really important. It's more than just knowing the names of the places, like the hundreds, the tens, the ones, and all that sort of stuff. What you really need to be able to do is to understand that, but to also use the relationships between all those places and actually understand the relationships between face values, place values, total values, and periods as well. So when we use numbers, we use digits, right, to create those numbers. So for example, in the number 643, we're using 3 digits, right? 1, 2, 3. Now, for each digit, it's their face value, which I'm going to call FV, right? That's the face value. And their place value, so PV, so that's place value. So those two things combined will determine their total value. So what I mean by that is this. Let me give you a quick example of what I mean by that. So in addition to, let's say, 643, I can have 436, and I can also have 364. Okay, so I've used 3 digits in each of these numbers. Okay, 643, 3 digits, 436, 3 digits, 364, 3 digits. The digits themselves, I've used the same digits. I've used a 3 in each of them, I've used a 6 in each of them, and I've used a 4 in each of them. So the face value, which is the digit itself, so this is a 3. That's the face value, it's 3. This is a 3. Face value is 3. It's whatever it is when you look at it. This digit is a 3. Yes, so that's the face value. That's a 6. That's its face value. So what that means is, if we look at the face value, and then we take into account the differences that they have in their place value, will reveal the differences in their total value. Okay, so let me just go through that a little clearer. Okay, so I'll just move things around a little bit. Okay, and now I'll make some columns here to help me out and explain this. So here we're going to have face value, and here we're going to have place value, and here we're going to have total value. Okay, and that might help us understand what I'm talking about. So if we look at the 3, so if we look at the 3 in this number, 643, its face value is 3. Its place value is the 1s, so it's represented by a 1. And the total value then becomes the face value multiplied by the place value, which equals 3. So the total value of this 3 is 3, because it's in the units column. Makes it kind of simple. If I look at this 3, okay, face value is 3. The place value of this 3, though, is in the tens. And the total value becomes face value multiplied by place value. And so its total value of that 3 is 30. And for this 3, similar process. The face value is just whatever it is when you look at it. It's a 3. The place value, though, is in the hundreds. And the total value becomes 3 times, so it's face value times 100. 100, it's in the hundreds place value. So its total value, the total value of this 3, 300. So hopefully with that, you can kind of get an idea of the relationship between the face value, the place value, and the total value, and how the position of each digit helps affect its value, and how we would actually say it as well within the number. But we'll get to that later. I'll just want to illustrate the same idea in a slightly different way and introduce this concept, periods, as well. Right, so just gotten rid of all that mess, and now I'm looking at a different kind of diagram, and I've written our numbers here so you can see straight away. This was 643 right here, 436 right here, and 364 right here. So these are our 3 numbers that we had before. Okay, let me just separate them. And they're in columns this time. I want you to read down like this. Okay, and what are these columns? So this one is the units, right? So we'll call this one the units. You can call it the ones as well. And I'll put a little 1 there. This one here is the tens, and I'll put a little 10 here. And this one here is the hundreds, and I'll put a little 100 here to help us later on. Okay, now this whole group here, as indicated by, I guess, this roof, this is called a period, and this is called our ones period. So when we say 643, we could say 643 ones. We could say 436 ones, but because it is just 1, we don't usually say the ones. You'll see what I mean a little bit later on when we have a different period to this side of the ones period and how that works. Okay, so what we've got here, if I look across here at this row, the hundreds, the tens, the units, these are all place values, okay? And if I look here, these are all our face values. Okay, I see a 4, a 3, a 6, a 6, a 4, a 3, a 3, a 6, a 4. Those are all face values. And up here we have our period. So again, depending on where each digit is in regards or in relation to the place value, it will determine its total value. So I'm just going to circle a few digits. Say we'll circle that one, we'll circle, let's say, this one, and we'll circle, let's say, I don't know, this one. Okay, so for this 6 here, so this 6, let's have a look at its face value. The face value is 6. Its place value is 100. So that means its total value is 6 times 100, which is 600. Okay, similar concept to the one we've just done before. If I take this 4, it's the face value of 4, place value of 100, total value 4 times 100, so its total value is 400. And if I do this 3 here, have a look at that. The face value is 3. Its place value is the tens. 3 times 10, which means the total value is 30. And that's how those numbers and those digits and those place values, face values, total values, that's how they work together. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at larger numbers and how place value and total value and period and face value all interact when we deal with larger numbers, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. If you want to find that part 2, just look in the description below, and I'll see you there.